like I said, Central Coast is halfway between, LA and Southern California. Here I'm in Santa Maria, and we're halfway between, Cal Poly SLO and UCSB Santa Barbara, these two college cities. If y'all don't remember, years ago, UCSB Isla Vista, which is, connected to Santa Barbara, that was where the Elliot Rodgers mass shooting happened years ago, right? The incel shooter. But in Cal Poly has a lot of different, has quite a different kind of issue set. We haven't had any mass shootings or hardly any shootings in San Luis Obispo. They're very quite few. But what we do have, it seems now it's on the regular, is kind of racially motivated, sometimes hate crimes or sometimes just demonstrations, displays of racial hatred. So what we had just recently was this at Cal Poly: swastikas, anti-Semitic graffiti smeared on California Jewish fraternity house. This is at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Let's see here. This website is a little there. That'd be better for you guys to see. So this was done on Shabbat, the Jewish holiday. Pretty disgusting. Last Shabbat, swastikas and anti-Semitic graffiti were spray painted on and in front of the Alpha Epsilon Pi Jewish fraternity house at the California Polytechnic State University, Cal Poly, in San Luis Obispo, according to a message sent by the school. The fraternity later posted on its Instagram account. Last week, on January 27th, we honored the memory of the 6 million Jews who perished and others affected by the Holocaust. Unfortunately, in 2021, anti-Semitism is still the #1 cause of hate crimes in the United States. This morning, a hateful group of people committed an anti-Semitic hate crime on our chapter house. We awoke to multiple swastikas and anti-Semitic statements spray-painted on and in front of our house. This was targeted at us, the Jewish fraternity, and we would like to let the world know we do not tolerate or condone this behavior. Our chapter and the entire San Luis Obispo Jewish community stand together proudly against those who are uneducated and who encourage hateful acts. We are proud to be the Jewish fraternity on this campus, and at this time, we ask for your support in spreading awareness about the rising anti-Semitism through education and discussion. AEPI and the Jewish community have an open door to anyone who wishes to learn about our culture and beliefs. It is our mission to make Cal Poly a safe place for everyone. Shabbat shalom, peace, and love. So, hate criming it up at Cal Poly. Now, wish that we could say this was the first time, but not quite. I'll get to that in a second, but here's the good news. Because of this, terrible, disgusting, vile graffiti and attack on the Jewish fraternity house, on the Jewish community of San Luis Obispo and of Cal Poly SLO, they, started a fundraiser. Well, first I should mention that there is also a $2,500 reward offered for information about who did this. But because there was so little information that could be gathered based on who did this to this fraternity house, they started a GoFundMe campaign, and they're asking for support so they could invest in security cameras and other means to surveil who comes around the area, but also protect themselves, which is very depressing, pretty sad that it even has to be this way. But what else they did, so they started this GoFundMe for that. Let's see, they were asking for $1,300. That was their goal. And you guys might be surprised. I mean, this is impressive. Look at this. So here's the GoFundMe account or campaign. They made $26,993 of their $1,300 goal just to get security camera equipment and some other security measures there. And so this is really fascinating and just good on them for what they're doing here. Update: the AEPI Foundation has covered the cost of cleaning and installing a security camera system. We are incredibly grateful and proud to announce all proceeds will be going to Vad Yashem and JCC SLO. That's the Jewish Community Center of San Luis Obispo. Donation period ends Friday, February 12th at 5 p.m. So I believe it has closed. But look at that, guys. They made all this, they raised all this money, and it's going to go to the Jewish Center, and, it's going to help things like this, raise awareness of things like this, and make sure they don't happen again. Let's see. Jay Coleman with the very recent, not really, references to Hollywood films. Hey, these are the cities mentioned in Biodome with Pauly Shore. That might be the school in either Biodome or Encino Man with Pauly Shore. I think Jay Coleman likes Pauly Shore. I might might be a Pauly Shore fan in there. But this is interesting. So I believe this is the rabbi in San Luis Obispo at the JCC, who he made a connection between this attack and what was recently saw January 6th at the Capitol attack, right? Spurred on by Donald Trump. So check this out. This is from local news, TV news report.
So, just a few weeks ago, January 6th, there was a Camp Auschwitz sweatshirt at the Capitol building. This was a blight and a hate crime. And the house doesn't have, it's not like singing a menorah. It doesn't say I'm a Jewish house. So someone knows this is where Jews live.
But a day later, and the fraternity has cleaned up the mess and started a GoFundMe, which has already raised nearly $20,000.
There you go. So very fascinating. That members of the Jewish community in San Luis Obispo are connecting this attack to politics. I mean, why wouldn't they? The rise in hate crimes that has happened under the presidency of Donald Trump, multiple shootings at synagogues that have happened, paired with the violent rhetoric that we've seen escalating on the far right, and conspiracy theories around Jewish Americans and Jewish people. I mean, it is widespread. And am I jumping to conclusions that, or is anybody who connects this to the right wing, are they jumping to conclusions? I generally think it's well known that, someone is more likely to be on the far right or the right if they're, tagging swastikas in places. But Cal Poly has a history of having right-wing, acts or displays of racism in this way. Cal Poly has had multiple blackface incidents where, members of white fraternities have painted themselves in blackface. This is a story that just keeps happening again and again and again in colleges around the country. And for whatever reason, white frat dudes just still take it upon themselves to, bust out whatever body paint of dark hue they can find and, try to, paint themselves up in that way. I remember specifically a few years ago, the most recent blackface incident at Cal Poly had the student in blackface. It was found out. There were a bunch of protests on campus. And then when, the school was putting it under investigation, the student was under investigation. They were considering expelling them. And then as they were investigating what happened, but it gets found out that there was another concurrent blackface incident that the school was actively trying to hide and cover up, that administrators were trying to keep quiet. So there's that. But if you, this isn't just recent. You can't just blame Trump for this, because check this out. Or, not Trump personally, but also the kind of right-wing milieu that he has helped to foment and create and has fostered. Check this out. In 2008, after former President Barack Obama was elected, this happened at the Cal Poly agricultural house. There's a house on campus for students in the agricultural program, and they have their own little housing area. And look at this. This is from 2008. Sowing hate, racist. Let's see. You need to see the headline. Sowing hate, racist sign and symbols found at Cal Poly agricultural house. No punishment expected. Cal Poly University officials say they've spoken to residents after racist symbols and words were found adorning the Crops House, a university-owned house where agricultural students are given subsidized lodging in exchange for work on the school's farms. So responding to inquiries from New Times, this is the media company I used to work for, school officials said they confirmed that a racist sign was posted at the house during a recent party. It read, "No," that's the N-word, along with a similar slur against gays. In a more recent visit, reporters saw a Confederate flag tacked above the entrance to the house, draped near a hangman's noose. Another large Confederate flag was painted on a table in front of the house. Here you can see there's the Confederate flag on the table there. And then if we zoom in, you can see, let's see, you guys can't exactly see the noose. There you go. So here's the Confederate flag and an American flag, of course. And then right there is the hangman's noose. So that's what Cal Poly's known for, guys. It's not what it's known for. Cal Poly, respectfully, is known as a great school for engineering and agriculture and lots of different subjects. But it is also, by the numbers, the whitest by population school in Cal State, that is, university in California. And there have been multiple incidents like this across the years, multiple blackface incidents, situations like this. I have personally witnessed with my own wife, my family, racial slurs being thrown, downtown in downtown San Luis Obispo by drunken white guys. I don't know if they were Cal Poly students. They sure looked like they could have been. They might have been a bit too old for that, but there you have it. So that is just, we can have this idea of California as it's hippie San Francisco, safe spaces land, or you can understand that there's lots, millions and millions and millions of people live in California, and we have all kinds of areas here that reflect different aspects of our society. Jay Coleman in the comments says proof college is just another class society. Exactly. There is a lot of money in San Luis Obispo, and not all of it is from San Luis Obispo. You have a lot of kids coming to Cal Poly from outside the area, very wealthy zip codes, sometimes from the Valley area, Bakersfield or, Fresno up north, and they come with money and they come with prejudices as well. Jay Coleman says the military is another class society too. Jay knows what he's talking about. He's a veteran. So that just shows you a little bit of a snapshot of what things that do and can happen here on the Central Coast. But I'm glad to see that the amount of support that the Jewish fraternity and Cal Poly received, and that it's going to be supporting the Jewish community of San Luis Obispo. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you got to do to stay connected with me here at Political Pains.